see. Okay. So today we are going to continue and learn more about the user in a Linux system. So we already saw a file that is called /etc password. So I'm going to make just a review of this file, the /etc/passwd. So it's a comma separated file where the fields are separated by a colon. So let's see, for example, here the user Eric. This is the logging in the first field. In the second field, the X means that the password is not there and is in another file that is called the etc shadows. That's my user ID. That's my primary group ID. This is the GCOS information. So here normally we have the first name and last name, and maybe we have other information like the office number, the phone number. This is my home directory, and this is the shell that I will be using when I log into the machine. So there is each user will have this information. So for example, if you look here, we have the user John. This is the logging of the user. The X here means that the password is not there. This is the user ID of John. This is the primary group ID of John. This is the GCOS information of John Carpenter, the home directory, and the shell that John will be using when it's logged into the machine. So there is another file, which is the etc shadow. So this file, only privileged user can see it. So if you look here, it belongs to the user root and to the group shadow. So if I am the root, I can read and write it. If I am a user that belongs to the shadow group, I can just read it. So in this moment, for example, in this window, I am the root, so I will be able to see inside this file. But if I were a normal user, let me see if here I'm a normal user, yes, and I want to see the content of this file, I will not be able, no? Permission denied. Okay, let's see the content of this file, and let's explain the different fields. It is also a comma separated, it's a database where we have fields and they are separated by column. It's a comma separated value file. So look, this is the line that corresponds to the user Eric. So here in the first field, we have the logging name, which is the logging, I should say, which is Eric. Then we have the password. We saw how to encrypt this password. So remember that the password have a magic number, which is $6. Then after the magic number, we have the salt between this dollar and this dollar. And then we have the encryption of the password. In this case, it's internet 2. Okay, then we have other field. So this field is the date that I make the last change of the password. So this date is a number of days. It's 18,853 days. And it's since the epoch time, the EPOCH time, the epoch time. And the epoch time starts in the 1st of January, 1970. So this is the number of days that transcurs since the 1st of January 1970. That corresponds to the last day that the user Eric changed the password. Then the next field is the minimum time that the user Eric should, the minimum number of days that the user Eric should wait after changing the password to change it again. So for example, this 0 means that I can change the password now, and right away I can change it again. If you have, for example, a 10 here, that will mean that if you change the password today, you have to wait as minimum 10 days to change the password again. So of course, the better value that you can put here is 0, which means that I can change the password now. And then I realized that just after I changed the password, there were somebody maybe looking at me in my back. So I might have the doubt, oh, maybe this person saw me typing my password. So this person know my password. So after this person leave, I want to change my password again. So it's better to put it in 0, which means that right away after changing the password, I can change it again. So the next field, which is by default 99,999, is the maximum number of days that you will allow a user to use the same password without changing it. So when we have 999,999, when we have 99,999, it's been infinite, which means that I never require the user to periodically change its password. So it's a bad policy. So in many places where you create an account, they ask you to change your password every, let's say, every 90 days. They force you to change the password every 90 days. So you can log up to 3 months, and after 3 months, you will be forced. If you don't do it before, you will be forced to change the password. So many banks now do that. They force you to change your password for security reasons. No, in case that somebody got your password, if you change your password, this person will not have your password anymore because you change your password. So the next field, which is a 7 here, is called the warning time. Let's say that the policy here, for example, will be 30. If we put 30 here, it means that I can keep the same password up to 30 days. And if we have 7 here, that will mean 7 days before my password expire, I will receive a warning every time that I connect. So 7 days before 30 days will be 23. After 23 days, I start every time that I connect, I start receive warning that say, hey, you have to change your password. I'm not forced at this point to change it, but 7 days before it expire, I start receive notice. So there is a field here that have nothing. As you can see, where is my cursor? This field is called the inactive field. So when the password expire, the account is not locked, but we have a grace time. So let's say that in this field, I put 10. If I put 10, it means that after the 30 days, I enter, and if I don't change the password, I enter the grace period, which is 10 days. During these 10 days, if I log into the system, I will be forced to change my password, which means that when I log, it will ask me what is your actual password, and I will type my actual password, and then it will say, you have to change your password. Give me a new password, and it will ask me to confirm the password. So this is the grace period. We have another field here. There is no value in this moment. So it is used, for example, when you want an account to be valid for some time. Let's say that in the company, we receive somebody that is visiting for 2 years. So we can put in this field a date. It will be an absolute date, a number of days after the epoch time, when the account will be considered expired, which means that after this date, if the user tries to log into the system, it will not allow the user to log into the system. So as I was telling, if you have somebody that's visiting the company for 2 years, you can set a date in 2 years there, and the person will be able to log into the account during 2 years. But after 2 years, the account will be locked, which means that the user will not be able to log into it anymore. And the last field there, after the last column, is reserved. So it's not used in this moment in the etc shadows, and it is there for possible extension of the usage of the etc shadows file. So since we are going to talk about date, I want first to get familiar about the usage of date. So let's see how we manage date at the level of Linux. So there is a date command, as you can see here. If I type the date command, it will tell me what date is today. So for example, it's Tuesday, April 12, 2022, and it's 2 o'clock 42 minutes and 51 seconds when I type it the command. Of course, if I type it again, it will be a little, the hour have changed, no? So the command date is very powerful, and I'm going to show you some of the stuff that you can do with it. For example, you can say, oh, I want the date with a specific format. For example, I like to write the date like that. Month 4, day 12. So we can do that, where we put the year in 4 digits, a dash, the month in 4 digits, a dash, and the day of the month in 2 digits. The month in 2 digits and the day of the month in 2 digits. So for that, I can use a format. There is a possibility to specify a format. When you use a format, you have to start with a plus sign. And there are some characters. So for example, capital Y is show me just the year in 4 digits. %M is show me the month in 2 digits. D is show me the day, it's lowercase d, unlike lowercase m for month. It will show me the day in 2 digits. So if I want to show the date, like the year in 4 digits, then a dash, the month in 2 digits, then a dash, then the day in 2 digits, I can do that. And look at the date. We have 2022, month 4, day 12. So the same thing I can do with the hours. If I want the hours of 2 digits, the military hours, I can do capital H, and it will show that it's 2 p.m., which is 14 in military hours. If I want the minutes, we have capital M, 45 minutes. If I want the second, we have capital S, 19 second, 20 second, 21 second, 22 second, as you can see. So if I just want to see the time, I can do plus to say that I'm going to write a format, %hours, colon, %minutes, colon, %second. And look at here, we have the time, no? Of course, if I execute the command, the number, the time is updated. So if you want to show the date with my format, we can say, for example, we can say, right, date is equal, for example, %year dash %month dash %day. And let's put here time is equal, and look, date is equal the date and time is equal the time. Okay, so it's very powerful. Let me show you other usage. You can say, for example, ask the information of, let me do something that is more interesting first, man date. Let's see the format. So we have a lot of character for the format. You see the format have to start with a plus sign. So here is the character. So for example, I use the %D, which will give me the day of the month on 2 digits. I also use the capital Y or capital H for the hours. I use capital Y. Let me check capital Y, which was the year over, here it is, the year. So you have a lot of, as you can see, characters that are useful. For example, if I want to specify the day, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I can do it with, let's see, which one it will be. Okay, if I want the name of the weekday, like Sunday, I can use %A, and %B will be the month. So for example, look what I can do. I'm just going to show the date. So %A is the day. Oh, let me put the date here. So let's put, I want to put the day, Tuesday. I want to put also then the month, a comma, the month in capital letter, a space, the day, a comma, and the year of a 4-digit. Let me see. Okay. For example, I want Tuesday, April 12, 2022. So we can do a lot of things with that. For example, I can ask you, what day was January 1st, 2022? If it was a Monday, a Tuesday, so we can answer questions like that. So look at what we can do. To specify a different date, we can use the -d option and specify that we want to be, for example, in January 1st. So look, it show me it was a Saturday, no? It was a Saturday. I can verify it because there is a command that is called calendar. Let me get the calendar of the 2022. So this is the calendar of the 2022, and the 1st of January was a Saturday. So we can see it here. But if I just want to say Saturday, I can do, for example, I want the format to be %B. No, %IA is the day. So it's a Saturday. If I want to know, for example, what day was, let's say, June 22, 2020, I can do that. It was a Monday. So let me show the calendar of 2020. Here is the calendar of 2020. As you can see, let's go to the main of June. It is there. And we say June 22. So the 22 was a Monday, as you can see. Okay, so it can tell me that. Okay, so you can do things, for example, like tomorrow. Show me the date of tomorrow. So tomorrow will be Wednesday 13. We can say, for example, things like yesterday or now. Let me put now. Now is just now. So now we are on the 12 and it's 2:50:58 seconds. I can say yesterday. Yesterday was 11. I can say, for example, things like next Tuesday, next Thursday. Let's put next Thursday. So next Thursday will be Thursday, 14 April 2022. I can do things like, for example, next year. So of course, in 1 year, we will be on April 12, it will be 2023, and I can see it's a Wednesday. So I can do things like, for example, now plus, I want to know what day it will be in 1 week. Now plus 7 days, I can do that. So in 1 week, it will be Tuesday, 19, 2022, and it will be this hour in 1 week. So I can say 1 week if I want also. like that. The same thing. So I can say, for example, 1 year plus 4 months plus 4 days, for example. So in 1 year and 4 months and 4 days it will be a Wednesday. It will be in August 16, 2013. So you see, it's very powerful. I can go also in the past, no? I want to know, somebody told me it was 1 year ago, it was 13 months ago. I can write, for example, something like that. Now minus 13 months, or now minus 12, 1 year, 1 month. So you see, it's the same, exactly the same date, no? So you can say, for example, now plus 4 hours plus 30 minutes plus, for example, 20 seconds. That will be the time in 4 hours, 30 minutes, 20 seconds. Okay, so it's very powerful. If I just want in 30 minutes, I just do that. Or 30 minutes before now, it was this time. Okay, so it's very powerful. So the epoch time, I already talked about the epoch time, was January 1st, 1970. So this is the starting point for the Unix system when we count days. So if I say day zero was January 1st, 1970. If I take day one, it was January 2nd, 1970. So look at the date command. If you want to talk about days from the beginning, instead of putting the days like we did, for example, I can write 1917, January 1st, that's true, but I can just write with an arrobas 0 day from the beginning of the time for Linux or for Unix. Okay, when the reference time is the Zulu time or the universal time, which is in London. So of course, when it was January 1st, 1917 in London, here we have 6 hours of difference with London. So we are 6 hours before that. So 6 hours before that, of course, we will be on December 31st, 1969, and it will be 6 p.m. because we have 6 hours of difference. Now, if I want to walk with universal time, I can write time zone equals Zulu, which means that I'm going to walk with the universal time. So look, day 0 was the 1st of January 1970 at midnight. It started at midnight. So if I talk about day 1, it will be this is in seconds, sorry. If that will be 1 second. Sorry, yeah. So if I want to talk about day 1, what I can do here, I can a day of 24 hours time 3,600 seconds each hour, and I want 1 day. So that will be 1 day. So 1 day will be January 2nd. If I want, for example, 40 days, it will be February 10, 1970. So what you specify after the arrobas is the number of seconds. So of course, if I put 3,500 seconds, it's 1 hour. So look at here, second, minute, hour. It's 1 hour in the morning, 1 a.m. If I put, for example, let's put 5 hours. So 5 times 3,600 plus, let's put 10 minutes, 10 times 60 plus 55 seconds. So look at 5 hours, 10 minutes, 55 seconds on January the 1st, 1970. So remember, this is a number of seconds. So let's say that I want to know how many seconds have elapsed since the beginning of the time, the epoch time, up to now. How can I get that? So you can do, for example, show me the date as in second. With lowercase s, will give you the total of seconds. So this is the number of seconds that have passed since the 1st of January 1970. So I may want to say, okay, this is the number of seconds. How can I get the days, the number of days? Well, you divide this by 24 because a day have 24 hours and 3,600 because an hour have 6,600 seconds. So if I want to know the number of days, I can do echo. I'm going to, at the beginning, to show the number of seconds. Dollar. Oh, it doesn't like this. Let me see. No. So what it doesn't like is this. You see? %s. Oh, sorry. Only one parenthesis. So time zone, Zulu. And I don't need all this. One parenthesis to execute a command. So this is the number of seconds since the epoch time. Now, if I want the number of day, I can make some computation, take this number, divide this number by 24 hours on 3,600 seconds. That will be the number. I forgot to close the last parenthesis. That will be the number of days that have passed since January 1st, 1970. So let's see if we can, with this introduction that I make about the date, let's see, let me give you a little more example. If I want to know what time it is, for example, now in Paris, I can ask with the day command what time it is in Paris. So there is a lot of time zone in the system that are defined. They are in the directory user share zone info. Let me show you the list. So for example, we have a directory for Africa. We have a directory for America, a directory for Asia, a directory for Europe. Where is Europe? It is there. A directory for Australia. It is there with all the country of Australia. That's all the continent, no? So since I want the time in France, I'm going to go and check the information of the directory of Europe. So this is Europe. And in Europe, as you can see, we have the capital of the different country. For example, Brussels is the capital of Belgium. Athens is the capital of Greece. I want the time in Paris, so I need in France, so I need the capital of France. The capital of France is Paris. It is there. So the time zone will be Europe, Paris. So I can just say time zone equal Europe, Paris. Give me the date. So it's saying that in France, we are on Tuesday 12, and it is 10 p.m., 2 minutes and 30 seconds, as you can see. Let's say that we want, some countries are already on Wednesday. It might be the case of India, or sure it's the case of Vietnam. It's 3 o'clock in the morning in Vietnam. They have 12 hours of difference with us. So it will be exactly the same hours, but 12 hours after, which means they are on Wednesday 13, and it is in this moment 3 o'clock and 3 minutes a.m. So if I want Vietnam, I should look at Asia. The capital of Vietnam is Hanoi, or the biggest city is Ho Chi Minh City, or they used to call it they used to call it Saigon. So let's see if we can. Hanoi start with a H. Okay, we have Ho Chi Minh City. We can see it here. They don't have Hanoi. Okay, but they have Ho Chi Minh City, which is the biggest city of Vietnam. So if I want the time in Vietnam, I can do the time zone is Asia, Ho Chi Minh. And look at what I was telling you, they have Ho Chi Minh date, oh, Asia. I was saying this is so strange. So they are on Wednesday 13, and they are in AM, and they have the same hour, but they have 12 hours of difference. So here it's 3-4 minutes PM. There it's 3-4 minutes AM. Okay, so you can have things like that. If I want to know how many days have passed from to date, for example, between the beginning of the year and today, how can I do that? So I can compute the number of days that have passed according to the epoch time up to today. So to do that, I can do date. If I want the number of dates, I need to show that will be the number of seconds that have passed today since the epoch time. So if I want the number of days, what I can do is I'm going to execute the command. It will show the same thing with a difference of a few seconds, but I need to take this number and divide it by 24 and divide it by 3,600. So this is the number of days that have passed. Now, if I want to do the same thing, the number of days that have passed since the epoch time up to the 1st of January 2022, I can put this. So this is 1st January 2022. I take this date. I show the result in seconds. Then I divide by 24 and by 3,600. So it's giving me that. So the difference will be the number of days that have passed since the beginning of the year. So let me do the difference. This number minus this number give me 101 days. Let's see, January was 31 day. February, let's see that. If we can verify that. So January was 31 day, plus 28 in February, plus 31 day in March, and today we are on 12. Okay, so this include the day of today. I should have put 11 here to not include the day of today. Okay, so it's 101 days that have passed since the beginning of the year. So let me go back to our file where I'm root here. So I'm going to go back to the shadow file and we are going to understand it a little better because we are going to do some practice with the user Eric. So I'm just going to show me the line of the user Eric. So look at the line of the user Eric have this. So this is the number of days since the epoch time. So I would like to know which date Eric last changed his password. So what can I do with the command date? I can do that with arrobas, put this number here. Since it's the number of day, I'm going to multiply it by 24 on 3,600. Okay, that was all the information that are stored are based on Zulu time. So let me get the time in England now. So I'm going to say time zone equals Zulu. Okay, this is the time, it's 8 p.m. So let me add here that it's 8 p.m. 8 times 3,600 on 9 minutes, 9 times 60. Okay, look at what is the problem? Is that time? I don't see where is the problem. Is this a problem? Oh, I did not have a plus here. So let's do it again. I forgot the plus. Okay, so, and I'm going to show that in the hour here, which is okay. It's automatically. So look at the last time that Eric changed the password was Saturday 14, 2021, according to my computation. So let's try. We have a command that is called change age. ch age, and you can ask, give me a listing of the information of the user Eric. Let's see. So look, last time that Eric changed the password was at this date. So we computed and we find, let's see if it's the same date. Yes, it's August 14, 2021. Okay, which correspond to, maybe I should do that here. Okay, and which correspond to this number that appear here, which is the number of days after the epoch time when Eric changed the password. Then this 0 means that Eric can change the password right away after making a change. This 9999 say that he can use the password forever. I will not force him to change the password. So look at password expire never, because forever. Now, let's say that here we put 30. This 7 is to say I will start warming Eric 7 days before the expiration date that he have to change his password, which is at day 23. And let's say that we put a 10 here. So this 10 is the grace period. I have 10 days of grace period. So here, that will be the day that the password become inactive, which means that I already passed the grace period. It includes the day that they allow me to keep the password without changing it, which is the maximum number of days that allow me to keep the password, plus the grace period. In this moment, of course, since we don't force Eric to change the password never expire. So the password inactive time or date is never. It will never become inactive. So let's see the help of the change age command. And for example, here we can specify the maximum number of days. Let me show, okay. Min day between change with dash lowercase m and max day between change with capital M. So let's say that I want the password of Eric to be changed every month, every 30 days. I do that. If I look the content now of the file, let me here, look at the information of Eric. It have a 30 now here, saying that he can change his password right away. This is the minimum number of days that have to pass between changing a password and changing it again. But he can keep the password only for 30 days. So every 30 days at least, it will have to change the password. And this is the time that I start warming Eric. So I start telling 7 days before the maximum number that Eric can keep the password, which is 30 days. I start warming him. Hey, you need to change your password. Okay, so let's put the data here, which will be the grace period. Let's put a grace period of 10 days. So to do that, there is an option which is the inactive. How many days is the grace period? So I can use the dash capital I. So let me put that for Eric. I want a grace period of 10 days. So I say change the age for the user Eric and give it a grace period of 10 days. So now if I go inside this file and look at the entry of Eric, look at what we have here. We have a 10. So let's say that also Eric can use this computer up to the end of the year, which is, for example, December 31st, 2022. So I need to put this date here. So to do that, the change age command have this option. This option, let me see, the expiration date of the account. Let me see where it is. Roots, max day, min day. Oh, dash E. Here it is, dash capital E. So I'm going to say that Eric can use this account up to 2022 December 31st. So now if I look, I will have this value. So this value is the number of days since January 1st, 1970. And it has to correspond to December 31st, 2022. So let's see that. Let's see if it's correspond. For example, let's compute that with the same way that we did it previously. So let me put here this number, which is 19,000 day, 357. And now it is in England. Let's see what time it is in England. It is 8:18 minutes. So 8 hours, 18 minutes. Time zone equal, sorry, like that. So look, it will be the 31st of December 2022. So I do have my here, it does say that I can use this account up to this date, which is the end of the year. Now let's understand all this. So let's say that I changed my password 10 days ago. Let me put here 10 days ago. How can I put 10 days ago here? I want to change it manually and to put 10 days ago. What can I do? So I can ask, for example, the day command. Tell me what date we were now minus 10 days. So we were on April the 2nd. So now that I know that we were on April the 2nd, I'm going to compute the number of days that have passed from the epoch time to April the 2nd. So to do that, I can do, for example, date 2022 April the 2nd, and I want to see this value in second. Should I? Yeah, I can put, yeah, that's okay. So that will give me a number of seconds. If I need a number of day, I take this number, that will be the number of seconds. Now I need a number of days, so I'm going to do a calculation. I take this number and I divide it by 24 on 3,600. So this is the number that I have to put. Let me copy this number and let me edit the file /etc shadow. Let me go in the entry of Eric and manually change the last time that Eric changed the password. I cannot, for example, say I changed it 20 days ago. So I'm going to do it like that. So this number means I changed it 20 days ago. And I just changed this number. Now, if I ask the command change age to see me the information of the user Eric about password, look at what it says. The last time that Eric changed the password was 20 days ago, which is April 2. We say 20 days ago or 10 days ago? What did I put here? 10 days ago, sorry. It was 10 days ago, yeah, which is April 2. So look at, the password is going to expire 30 days after the last change. So 30 days after April the 2nd will be May the 2nd. Then Eric will have a grace period of 10 days. which is specified here. So from May 2 to May 12, 10 days after May 2nd is May 12. And the account of Eric is going to expire in December 31st, 2022. Which means that at which date the system is going to start warning Eric that it needs to change the password according to that. So 7 days until the password expire. So the password expire in May 2nd. 7 days before will be what? Like April 25. On April 25, it will start warning me, you need to change the password. If I don't change it on May 2nd, starting on May 2nd, when I connect, it will force me to change the password. And if I don't change the password, on May 12th, the account gets locked. I cannot use it anymore because the grace period is over. So to see that this works, I may change the date of the system and simulate that we are in the future. Let me see if we can do that. If I want to change the date, what is the command to change the date? Let me see. I never change it, I don't remember. The command line, of course. No, we don't want to. Something easy, just a command. Yeah, the command date. Date set. So here. So the -S option allow me to do it. Year, month, day. Okay, let me try to do it. So date set. So to see that it's work, let me install. Do we have a secure shell server here? We don't have it. So I'm going to install first a secure shell server. So apt-get install. Before I do that, I'm going to do an update to bring the last version. To be sure, I'm going to bring the last version. Then I'm going to install a secure shell server. I'm going also to install a telnet server. It's telnet D, sorry. Okay. Okay, install it both. So now, if I look, port 22 should be open because it's the secure shell server, and port 23 should be open because it's the telnet server. So we have port 22 that is open and port 23. So I should be able to telnet the same machine. Let's do it. Telnet localhost, which is this IP address. And it should ask me my username and my password. So it's asking me my username. Let me put Eric on internet 2. So I was able to log and there were no warning, as you can see. Let me exit. Let me now secure shell and I will have the same result. Secure shell with user Eric. Let me accept the digital certificate of the server. Okay, what is the password of Eric? Let me put internet 2. So I was able to secure logging and there is no warning. You see, there is no warning. There is just a welcome message. There is no warning that I need to change the password. Okay, so let me try to change the date. So as we have seen, Eric should be warning. Let me see it again. Change age of user Eric -L. So we should start warning Eric of the expiration. The password is expiring on April 2. So on May 25, which is 7 days before, we should start warning Eric. So I'm going to change the date to May 27, for example. So let's do it. Date-S 2022, May 27. So it's May 27 in the system. Let me verify it. Yes, it's May 27. I hope it will not change it. It might have taken the hours from an NTP server. I'm not sure of that. Okay, now don't change it up to now. So now if I try to telnet, let me verify the date here. We are, it's not on May. I have to put it on April 27, sorry. When it starts to warning, it's on April 25. So let's verify the date. We are on April 27. So let me do the telnet again. And it should warn me that I need to change the password. So I telnet, which means I connect to the system. My login is Eric, my password is internet2. And look at, warning, your password will expire in 5 days. You remember that there will be message during 7 days, and they will start showing starting on 25. If we are on 27, I already have 2 days of warning plus 5 days left. So it's telling me your password will expire in 5 days. There is a warning. So I know that I need to change it. I'm not going to change it. If I secure shell, which is another way to go to a machine, it's have to warn it also. So let me put my password here, internet2, and look at warning, your password will expire in 5 days. Okay, so the warning worked. Now, let's see that again. So the warning was starting on April 25. Now, on May 2nd, the password expires. So let me change the date to May, for example, 4. Let's verify. We are on May 4. On May 4, and for 7 days, starting on May 2nd, and for 7 days, when I connect, it will force me to change the password. So let me telnet, and it have to force me to change the password. So I'm going to telnet here. So it add me the user, it's Eric. The password is internet2. And look at, you are required to change the password immediately. Your password have expired. So it tells me, give me your current password. Let me type internet2, your new password. Oh, I'm not going to do it for now. So I have not changed the password. To verify that I have not changed the password, I can look at the date of last change. The date of last change was April 2. If I do it again, it's still April 2. So with the telnet, it did ask me to change the password. If I secure shell, it have also to ask me to change the password. So what is your password? Actual internet2. So it say, look at the warning. Let's say, warning, your password have expired. You must change the password now and logging again. So changing password of Eric. What is your current password? I will type internet2, and what is your new password? I will type the new password and I will confirm the new password. So now let's say that I'm not going to change it. I didn't change it. And the grace period is over. So the grace period was 10 days, no? So starting on May 2 up to May 12, when I connect, it will force me to change the password. So let's say that we are on May 15. I cannot connect anymore. I should not be able to connect anymore. So let me put here May 15 as the date in the computer. So we are on May 15 and I try to connect. Let me try to connect with Telnet. So I put Eric. My password is internet2. And look at, your account have expired. Please contact your system administrator. The connection was closed. Okay. If I try to secure shell, the same thing will happen. Secure shell. The user is Eric. So it asks me what is your password. Let me type internet2 and look at, your account have expired. Please contact the system administrator. Connection closed. So this is exactly what I was telling you, no? That you can do that. You can force the user. In this case, we are forcing the user to change his password. So it can use the password up to 30 days. But after 30 days, if it have not changed it, it will be forced to change it. So 7 days before the password expire, I will start warning the user. You need to change it, but I will not force it. And since we define, let me show you again. In the shadow file, let me bring just the information of Eric. Since we define a grace period of 10 days, it have from May 2nd to May 12. If it's log in the grace period, which go from May 2nd to May 12, it will be forced to change the password. If it doesn't do it, the account will be disabled and it will have to contact the system administrator to allow access to the account again. Okay, so those are those numbers that appear here. So remember, this is an absolute time. This is an absolute time. This is a relative time. A relative time, it's number of days. Relative time, relative time. Okay, but those are absolute. Absolute from the epoch time. Number of days that have passed since the epoch time. Number of days that have passed since the epoch time. Okay, so let me unlock the password of Eric. So Eric come to my office and he say, oh, I was on vacation, I didn't log for a while, and now my account is locked. Okay, so let me change your password. I am the administrator, so I'm going to change the password of Eric. Let me put internet2. Again, retype it, internet2. So now if we ask the information of Eric, look at today in the system, because we change it, we are on May 15. So Eric can use this internet2 for 1 month, 30 days. So up to June 14. And if he doesn't change it from June 14 to June 24, it will have the grace period. So that's fine. So now Eric should be able to telnet. So I go back, internet2, and I could enter, and there is no warning because they just changed my password. I didn't change it, but they just changed my password for me. So let's simulate that we enter in the warning period. So the warning period will start 7 days before the expiration of the password, which is June 7. So let me put the date as June, for example, 8. So we are in June 8. On Eric Connect, it should have a warning, no? So let me connect. And I see this warning. It says, oh, of the 7 days that I will be warming you, 1 have already passed and 6 have left. Oh, I need to change my password. So let me change my password. So what is my current password? Internet2. What is my new password? Oh, let's put something like, for example, let me write a text file here so I don't forget it. We are going to put as new password, for example, L star ampersand HOP20. We are going to put so L star ampersand HOP20. Confirm your new password, L ampersand star ampersand HOP20. So it says my password have been updated successfully. So if I run this command here again for Eric, since today we are in June 8, it have to update that, saying that the last time that Eric changed the password is in June 8. So as you can see, June 8, he can use this password up to July 8, which is 1 month. So on June 1st, I will start warning Eric that he have to change his password. If he doesn't change it on starting on June 8 and up to June 18, I will force him to change the password. If it doesn't change it on June 18, the account will be blocked. So okay, Eric just changed his password. On connect, let's do that. He connect 2 days ago, 2 days after. So 2 days after will be June 10. So we are on June 10. Eric connect. Should not have a warning, should not have anything, because this password was changed 2 days ago. So internet2. Oh, it's not internet2 anymore. Sorry, it is here. We change it. So L star ampersand HOP20. So I could log inside and there is no warning. There is just a welcome message, as you can see. There is no warning, which is fine. Okay, let's say now I allow Eric to use this account up to December 31st, 2022. And let's simulate that we are in December 30, 2022. So Eric still can log into it. So look at December 30 of December 2022. So Eric is going to log the password. Let me type it. I might want to come back to the old password, no? Because what is this password? So L star ampersand HOP20. Oh, it will expire in June 18. So let me change it for him here. Password of Eric. By the way, I'm going to put internet2 again. Internet2. Okay, so let me show the information. So Eric changed his password on December 30, but well, let's put a date which is not. Let's put December 15. We are on December 15. Let's change the password of Eric. Yeah, let's change the password of Eric. Internet2. Internet2. So Eric changed his password in December 15. And let's say that today we are in December 30. So we are in December 30, everything is okay. When Eric log, he should not have any problem, no warning. So I put internet 2. Okay, I log, no warning. Now let's say that we are on the 1st of January of 2023. So Eric should have been able to use up to the end of the year. So he should not be able now to enter. So let me try to enter internet 2. Look, your account have expired. Please contact the system administrator. And it doesn't allow me to secure shell inside, and it will not allow me to telnet inside neither. So Eric internet 2. Okay, it does not allow me to telnet inside. So I'm not able to log into the system anymore, but because this absolute date have been reached. Okay, so there is two conditions where you can have your password lock. One condition is that there is a parameter to say when the account expires. And this parameter is, let me show you again, in the etc shadow file. This parameter is this one. It's an absolute date, the number of days since the epoch time. So past this date, your password, your account will be locked. Now, using this, because I say that the password is valid only 30 days plus a grace period of 10 days. If Eric do not update his password on time, the account will be locked also. So there are two conditions to be locked, no? The condition is that the password expire because I didn't change it for 30 days. And in the grace period, I do not log. So 40 days after it will expire. 40 days after changing the password, it will expire. The account will be locked. The account will be locked. So we have two conditions to lock an account, no? Okay, so it's a good practice to force a minimum number of characters in a password. So by default, if you don't change it, the minimum number of character in the password is 6. And let me show you a file where we will be able to change good information about the password, which is the etc logging.definition file. So in this file, look at, you see here, 7 days of warning period, telling the user you need to change your password before it expires. The minimum number of days between changing and changing the password, and the maximum number of days that the user can use the password without changing it. By default is 99,999, which means that the password never expires. So if I create a new user, it will have those data. So let me create a new user. Let me see what the user that we have already in the file, so we don't create the same user. We have already some users. So let's create a user that is called Jimmy. We don't have a user called Jimmy. So add user. Jimmy. New password, let me put Jimmy Pass. Jimmy Pass. Full name Jimmy. For example, White. Let's put room number, work phone number, home phone number, order. Is this information correct? Yes. So Now let me see the information of Eric and Jimmy in this file. So I want to retrieve both lines. Last time I was not able to do it. Let's see if I can do it this time. Extended, frustrated. Let me try this one. Oh, I know. It's should I do that? So it will. Okay, let me do that. Two commands. Grep. I don't need the E. I want to search Eric, the line of Eric, and the line of Jimmy in the etc password. So look, I just create in the etc shadow. Sorry. I just create, this is Eric, and I just create Jimmy. So look at Jimmy by default can use the password forever. And it have a warning. It will start having warning 7 days before the password expire, because the information is every time that you create a new user, the information is taken from this file. So look what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in this file and put values that are a little more reasonable. So for example, I'm going to say every time that you create a new user, put that the user can use the password for a maximum of 45 days. And let's put, for example, a warning period of 10. Let's put 12 days. 12 days before the password expire, I will start warming the user. So let me create a new user. Let's create, for example, Sophie. So let me put Sophie here. Pass. Sophie pass. Sophie let me put Sophie. The room number, the phone number at home. Okay, the information is correct. I create a user that is called Sophie. I want to show the line of Sophie also. So let me just copy this information and say that I want the line of Sophie. So Sophie should have the password. She should be able to use the password for 45 days and be warning 12 days before the end. So look at, this is the entry of Sophie. So as you can see, we have a 0 here, which means that if she changes the password now, she can change it again right away. The password that she have, she can use it maximum 45 days and 12 days before the password expire, which is on day 33. And we start warning her that she have to change the password. You see? And every time that you create a user now, it will be created with the condition. So let me show you all the things that we can change. Pass. Let's see what else I want to change. Okay, I want to change, for example, the length of a password, the length that is permitted. So, for example, here we are Eric, and we are going to try to change the password with a password that is too short. So to change my password, I use the command password. What is my current password? Internet2. I change it to something different. No, I change it to that. So let me type that to see if it's still that. Oh, I think the user Eric has been locked, isn't it? Let me change the password of Eric. Internet2. Internet2. Yeah. So now I am Eric here. Okay, let me try to change my password. Internet2. Change age. Password. What happened here? Oh, this date. And we are in 2023. So, of course, let me change the date to the date of today. So today we are in 2022. We are on mode 4, day 12. So right now should be okay. Okay, so let me try to change it this time. Current password internet2. Okay, new password. Let me type a short password. 5 character. 5 character will not work. Let me take the first 5 character here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so L star ampersand HO. Enter. L star ampersand HO. So think 5 character. Linux by default check at least 6 character. So it should warn me, it should not allow me to change the password to something with less than 6 characters. So let's see what will happen. So you might choose a longer password, as you can see. Okay? So let me try with 6 character, and it should allow me 6 character. So let's use this one. So what is the new password that you want? L star ampersand HOP. Enter. L star ampersand HOP. This time it did change it, as you can see. So 6 password is considered not a good length. You better go for something that is at least 8 character long. So if you want to force the user to use passwords that are 8 character long or more, there is a file where you can do that. So this file is the etc pam.d common-password. So in this file, you see this line. It's where I can add at the end the minimum length that I want for the password. So I'm going to put min. Let me min length, and I'm going to say 8. So now, if Eric tries to change his password to something less than 8, it will not allow. So let me try to change my password. So my password in this moment is L star ampersand HOP. It did recognize, and let's see. If I try to change it to that, how many characters I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should not allow me. So I want to change it for L star ampersand HOP2. I retype it. L star ampersand HOP2. It should say it's too short. So as you can see, you must choose a longer password because I say now it will be 8. So if I use 8 character like this one, it should work. So let me say, okay, I want so L star ampersand HOP to 0 and L star ampersand HOP to 0. And this time it did allow me to change it. Okay. If I go and look at here, this is the password encrypting using the SHA-512 algorithm. So in this moment, we are using the SHA-512 algorithm. But in the past, we used to use the SHA-256 algorithm. So I'm going to tell, oh, I want to use the SHA-256 algorithm for the password. So for that, in the same file that I just modified, no, in this file, in the etc logging.definitions, there is a variable that is called encrypt method. So the encrypt method in this moment is SHA-512. So look at all the possibility. We have SHA-512, before we were using SHA-256, before we were using MD5, before we were using DES. So I'm going to say, I want SHA-256. So now every time that a user changes password, it will not be encrypted with this algorithm, but with the SHA-256 algorithm. So let me change the password of Eric. By the way, yeah, let me change the password of Eric. So who I am here, I'm Eric. So password. Okay, the actual password is L star ampersand HOP20, which is the current password. New password that puts internet2. Internet2. Okay, it was changed because it's at least 8 characters long. Let me show you now the password of Eric. So look at the password of Eric at the beginning. Oh, it didn't use the algorithm. Password of Eric is still with the same algorithm. Oh, did I change it correctly? Let me see. SHA-256. It is recommended to use a value consistent with the PAM algorithm configuration. Which is this file. Let me see here. Should I change it also at this level? Oh, I doubt now. Let me put here 256. And let's try to change the password of Eric again. So password, current password internet2. Let me put internet3. Internet3. Retype internet3. The password was updated. And let's see. Okay, look here, the password of Eric. Let me see in the past. Yeah, in the past it was still using algorithm 6. Look at the magic number. We are using another algorithm, which is algorithm 5. On algorithm 5, is SHA-256. So let me see if I can use another algorithm. So for that, let's edit this file and see if we change it, for example, to MD5 here. I want to use the algorithm MD5. And let's change the password of for example, Sophie. Let me change the password of Sophie. Password Sophie. Let me put Sophie pass. Sophie pass, which was already the password. Let's see now. Look at Sophie now have algorithm 1. So Sophie algorithm 1, Jimmy have algorithm 6, and Eric have algorithm 5. So algorithm 1 is MD5. Algorithm 5 is SHA-256, and algorithm 6 is SHA-512. Okay, there is another possibility. Let me add a user here in this list so we see all of them. Grep. There is a user that is called Charlie, isn't it? Charlie in the etc password. So Charlie in the etc shadow, sorry. Charlie use algorithm 6. Let me change this file and say now on we are going to use DES, which was the first one that we start using. Okay, let me change the password of Charlie. Password of Charlie. Let me put Charlie pass, for example, Charlie pass. And let's see now. So look, Eric have algorithm 5, Jimmy have algorithm 6, Sophie have algorithm 1, and Charlie, look at the password, very short. When we were using DES, you remember the DES encrypt block of 64 bits. So of course it is very unsafe today because the computer has a very high power and we can break the password easily. So Charlie is not using the same algorithm. It is using the first algorithm that used DES as the encryption method. Sophie, what we use to encrypt a password, to create the hash of a password, is MD5. Eric is SHA-256 and Jimmy is SHA-512. Okay, it is time, so we are going to stop here. On Thursday, we will see John the Ripper, which is a very nice software that will allow us to make a brute force attack on the password file. Okay, I see you in 2 days.